Hello, my name is Dustin Chan, and this is my third entry for the IJA Video Tutorial Contest of 2011. In this video, we will be observing the rite of passage of a unicyclist as he learns everything from mounting to riding a unicycle. If you look to the top of your screen, you'll see 6 buttons that will allow you to skip to different points in the maturation of the unicyclist. Here, you can see the infant unicyclist searching for a practice ground, a very difficult and important task. He is searching for a fairly large area of flat ground with a fence, pole or wall with which to support himself. It appears he has chosen tennis courts that are enclosed by a fence. The fence will allow the unicyclist to both push and pull, allowing for a most effective learning experience. The first thing the unicyclist must learn how to do is properly mount a unicycle. In order to do this, he must first find out which of his feet is dominant. The easiest way to do this is by having a friend push him and noticing which foot he puts out to catch himself. This is his dominant foot. Now he is ready to practice mounting. The proper technique for mounting is putting the pedal that one's dominant foot will be stepping onto slightly closer than the 6 o'clock position. This way, the wheel will roll under the unicyclist as he mounts it. This motion will be awkward at first, but will become more natural with practice.
The next thing for the unicyclist to learn is how to balance on a unicycle. It is important that he put most of his weight on the seat and only use his feet to propel himself forwards and backwards, rather than pressing down on his feet in order to support himself. The easiest way to learn how to do this is by relaxing. If the unicyclist is relaxed, his weight will be concentrated on the seat, while if he is tense, it will be concentrated on his feet. This unicyclist also appears to be trying to use the fence as little as possible. Were he to constantly push or pull on the fence, he would only learn to balance while leaning one way, which would be much to the detriment of his growth.
As you can see here, the unicyclist is trying to maintain his seat post in an upright position, as is in conjunction with proper unicycle technique.
The unicyclist has now become accustomed to balancing and is ready to move on to idling or rocking. Using the bottom foot and placing most of his weight on that foot, the unicyclist begins to idle. As you can see, his pedals never exceed the horizontal, with the bottom pedal staying in the lower half of the wheel and the top pedal staying in the upper half. If his pedals were to exceed the horizontal, his weight would have to be shifted from one foot to the other in order to keep balance. Now that he's conquered the art of idling, he can proceed to move forward, literally. It is important that the unicyclist look up and not at the ground to make balancing easier. Looking down would cause the unicyclist to lean forward. Looking up allows his body to stay in an upright position. Again, he must make sure not to use the fence too much or risk constantly leaning to one side. Notice that he is practicing on both sides in order to counteract this. The unicyclist is also concentrating on keeping most of his weight on the seat, which will make moving easier. The unicyclist must make sure that he practices moving backwards equally as much as he practices moving forwards, so as not to have to go back and relearn how to unicycle in a different direction. You can see he's fighting his natural instinct to look down when moving backwards by forcing himself to look up. Uncomfortable at first, but rewarding in the end, this will help him balance and maintain control. Once again, he is keeping most of his weight on the seat and only using the fence when necessary. Now comes the hardest obstacle for the unicyclist to overcome, riding the unicycle unassisted. He must gain the courage to push off the fence and ride, much like a baby bird is pushed out of the nest by its mother. The unicyclist will never be confident pushing off a fence until he does, so once he is able to go forward a significant amount next to the fence without falling off, he must throw caution to the wind and attempt to unicycle without the fence. At first, his motions will be jerky and sharp, but this is natural. These motions are instinctual corrections that help the unicyclist balance. After much practice, the unicyclist's actions will become less jerky and more smooth. Soon, he will be able to ride a unicycle naturally, and his awkward pubescent unicycle days will be behind him.
If you enjoyed this documentary and are watching this video between April 1st and 4th of 2011, I would much appreciate it if you would help me win some new juggling props by clicking the link in the description and voting for me, Dustin Chan, and the IJA Video Tutorial Contest of 2011.